before I hear copy bailout in no, yeah, the request to be in the call. Now, Bana Mayanya say this is for balance of payment support primarily. Now, Bronica's a balance of payment crampa. Yenchile Muse, as it measures the monetary value of transactions between Ghana and the rest of the world. And so the year tone, the year toll, investment, air system, there are three categories. So your current account of the balance of payments, your financial account, and your investment account. In whatever transactions that are going on between Ghana and the rest of the world, that is how it's recorded. Now, in some say, because of the macroeconomic instability we face now, we have a current weak balance of payment position. Now, this also links to your foreign reserves are a deep because of the current macroeconomic challenges. And primarily, the K first tranche, especially there, I could comfortably predict that it's going to support our balance of payment. Obi Bubusa says support the balance of payment and home for so it means that the Bank of Ghana, which is the banker of the central bank, will be able to have dollars to do transaction with. Once a budget be now, I record this. You be to me any gross reserves, which can cover 3 months of import cover 2 months of import cover. This is what this first tranche is likely to go and cushion. Now, if here will be able to have dollars to supply when the need be. And so the direct impact will be, say, in foreign exchange, there will be some level of stability, which will also feed into our inflation rate. And we expect to say, be affecting all the macroeconomic indicators in our bid to recover from this economic turmoil.
Minia, enti na say eba senia yebetimi enye sika na ekoba se amanfo ehia forex a yebetimi enye bi ade amomo eno hu nkomo ene yedi ana
eno pa na name teacher at least in the first year tranche na yenkan hu to say IMF sika bi ebeba no ye de bi a friend of performance criteria eto it will come with some conditionalities. Becca said, "Yeah, munye we." If you want to be able to perform those criteria, no, then they can review the program and give you the next tranche. The program in itself, is going to be between 3 years, as we have been told, and then there are huge amounts involved in here, $3 billion. But it will not be released as in bulk sum, but a year in tranches, based attached to conditionalities and performance criteria.
Minia, so there, just say, macroeconomic stabilization it's not going into the production sector.
No, IMF Sika all over the years, for the past 16 times we have done. No, it is not directly say we are the IMF Sika, they are bridge and they are big school and a hospital. But in pain, the IMF no say they will give you balance of payment support when you are in crisis. You build on that stability to be able to, affect the other real, we call it the real sector of the economy. And the IMF Zika and Yesika be a year, Nimusi, be a crime, be a say. No, for South economy, they are normally World Bank and they provide a lot of Yesika be a loan, fire, Kayana, bridge through loans in the account. But IMF in its establishment, the core mandate of the IMF, say, there were 3 functions. The first one, they do what we call surveillance. In the member countries, around 192 members in India, or more periodically, they do what we call Article 4 engagement. The about country in Abeka say, okay, this is how you are managing the economy. You be free, Musi, you fiscal policy, we encourage the BB Kahunso and Kebebo. That's the first one. That's what we call the surveillance. The second one, a technical advice. Into say IMF, because of the volume of literature they've done, the work they've done all over the country, they're able to advise countries on the various policies that countries want to roll out, whether monetary policy or fiscal policy. Into make I say that that's IMF program, what we call the Public Financial Management Act. And the IMF was very instrumental in helping us draft such a law. Any fiscal council, any financial stability council, because they've done this in other countries, it will be easy for them to advise you in that regard. And the last one, the bailout, which is the funded program. And it can come in many forms. It can be extended credit facility, it can be rapid credit facility, it can be standby facility, any the account, but program be any the details. But what we are currently facing, the problem we are facing a lot of balance of payment deficit, and then the reserves are depleting, and public debt was through. With such a diagnosis, the IMF for the extended credit facility, which is supposed to combine a multiplicity of fiscal policies, monetary policies, and also add some funds for us to get onto the path of stability and growth again. This is what basically the IMF does. But and yes, sika ne beba me de beye kwan bi ana say ye de beye school bi ana bibisa, but you build on that macroeconomic stability, then you'll be able to grow the real sector of the economy. But unfortunately, 16 times IIA program, and this is the 17th time, we have not been able to capitalize on these macroeconomic gains to go into the real sector. And on a year, as if the Biano 4.5 years, Biano, na ye ko IMF since independence.
Minia, any cyclical conversation any have here, because if you're thinking about your import cover, we were all concerned that the report that came by the time the year comes to an end, now to say your reserves assign. If we have an import cover, NASA is being shored up with this money. It is a private businessman who is importing goods into the country. And no, yeah, because hopefully monetary policy rate might come down. No, above from kakra. It's a production beer and kosu. High import now, and that's why you.
Well, you have a point to some extent, but by and large, they affect the public and private sector. So once there's some level of stability in our exchange rate, it affects the central bank, it affects the government of Ghana, it affects the public sector, it affects the private sector. It affects you, but then necessarily make everything the balance of payments, what goes into it, your current account, financial account, investment account. In trade terms, it is recorded at the current account. We are doing huge production and exporting to the rest of the world. And balance of trade will be in the positive, which will affect our balance of payment. Ghanaian companies operating businesses outside, Jata company, and now say engineers and planners, Zoom Lion, businesses outside, and they are bringing their money to Ghana. These all would have affected balance of payment, and more importantly, buying to businesses are more externally. It could have affected the imbalance of payment and reasons. But unfortunately, as you said, it has been cyclical. Why 16 times? What is going to be different about the 17th time? And on the Monday, in the last just 2018, I did this research on the IMF and Ghana. And I can share with you the abstract. Now, kind abstract it is as relevant as in 2018. I will say the perennial macroeconomic challenges there. The country, we are not raising a lot of revenue. There is huge budget deficit. There is huge public debt. There is productivity and kasa and kosonunti. When there are external shocks, then we run to the IMF. And unfortunately, we are having this conversation again. What is going to be different from the 17th extended credit facility from the IMF? And if you ask me, are we really ready to cause the macroeconomic changes to the perennial changes we face in our country? And I think that should be the focus of the discussion going forward into the medium term.
Quick one, and I didn't come ultimately, share how we are seen in the world, especially when it comes to the rating agencies. Virtually, when downgrading. Would this, we say, coming into our system, would it in any way change our outlook by these rating agencies?
Yes, as I indicated in the earlier comment, once you have foreign reserves, they cushion the stability of your currency, which is having an impact on your inflation rate, which we also expect to trigger to the macroeconomic indicators, to say macro monetary policy rates and then lending rates and then the kika. Once there's some level of stability, now abino it means so a of annual obligations in terms of debt that is owed, the government is owing both the domestic and external, then we'll see some level of revision in our credit rating. Credit rating, you know, is there no car money? Na kana money, we are not even able to a year fulfill, our debt obligations. And as who's the pension holders, that's all year picketing. They are telling you, say, bonds are mature. Which your mobosu bit, you're not able to pay. Already, we are defaulting on external debt. And so once there is some level of stability now binding to me and not these obligations, then these rating agencies, S&P, Fitch, and Moody, they will be able to revise upward our credit rating. And then Ghana will be able to have access again to the international capital market.